Assalamualaikum, we student from AS120 Group 5, and today we will present about paper chromatography. This is our group members, which is Walter Fahmi, Ahmad Sharif, Mio Atik Darwish, Alif Haikal, Danish Irfan and Sharifuddin.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Alif Haikal, Muhammad Azwan. Now, I will explain about the introduction part of our topic, which is paper chromatography. Paper chromatography is a chromatography technique that uses paper sheets or strips as the absorbent as the stationary phase through which a solution is made to pass. It is a low-cost approach for distinguishing dissolved chemical compounds based on their migration rates over sheets of paper. It is a powerful analytical tool that requires very little material. Paper chromatography was discovered in 1943 by Sich and Martin. Next, we move on to the theory part of paper chromatography. First of all, paper is made of cellulose, which is a polar substance. As the solvent rises through the paper, it comes into contact with the sample mixture, which begins to travel up the paper with the solvent to separate the component. When a non-polar component is weakly held or retained towards the stationary phase, which is water molecules on cellulose fibers, it will elute first. More polar compounds are strongly held or kept towards the stationary phase and travel slower with mobile phase. The compound will elute later. How does paper chromatography work? The mixture is potted onto the paper, dried, and the solvent is allowed to run along the sheet by capillary extraction in paper chromatography. The different compounds of the mixture separate into different colored spots as the solvent slowly flows through the water. After drying, the position of various chemicals is visualized. The most soluble chemicals move further on the filter paper than the least soluble substances, according to the principle of paper chromatography.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Walter Fahmi, and then for this video, I will be explain about experiment. Firstly, the materials that we need for the experiment is spinach leaves, chromatography chamber, mortar and pestle, ethyl acetone solvent, scissors, acetone, pencil, capillary tube, spatula, a scale, a filter paper strips, watch glasses, thread and also stapler. Next, let's proceed with the procedure in paper chromatography. Firstly, take a few freshly plucked green spinach leaves, and then using scissors, cut the spinach leaf into small pieces and let them fall into the mortar. Take a measuring cylinder that contains 5 ml of acetone and pour it into the mortar. Grind the spinach leaves using the mortar and pestles. Place the extracts into a watch glass using a spatula and take a strip of filter paper having a narrow notch at the end of the strip. Next, take a pencil and a scale and draw a horizontal line with a pencil about 2 or 3 cm away from the tip of the notch. Put a drop of the pigment extract in the middle of the line with the help of a capillary tube. Allow the drop to dry and repeat till 4 or 5 drops are placed on the paper. Next, take the chromatographic chamber and put ethyl acetone solvent in it. And then fold one end of the filter paper strip and staple it. Using a thread, hang the filter paper strip in the chromatographic chamber. Next, the loading spot should remain about 1 cm above the solvent level. Leave the chromatographic chamber undisturbed for some time, and then we can observe as the solvent moves through the paper, it spreads the different pigment of the mixture to various distance. And lastly, when the solvent rises about 3 or 4 up the strip, remove the stripe carefully and let it dry.
And now is for the results. The color is yellow-orange and the calculation for RF value is 6.67 divided by 7, which is the RF value is 0.95, and then the pigment is carotene. Next is yellow. The RF value is 0.71, and then the pigment is xanthophyll. And then the color is dark green, and the calculation for the RF value is 4.55 divided by 7, and we can get the RF value is 0.65. And then the pigment is chlorophyll A. And then the last one is yellowish pink, which is the RF value is by calculation is 3.15 divided by 7, and we can get the RF value is 0.45, and the pigment is chlorophyll B.
Hi, my name is Wan Muhammad Yunus Imran bin Wan Muhammad Hafiz, and today I will present about the application of paper chromatography in industry. So, as we know, paper chromatography is a versatile technique used for separating and analyzing different components of a mixture. It finds various applications in scientific research, industry, and forensics. There are so many applications that we can apply. So here are some common applications of paper chromatography, and I will present it to all of you. For the knowledge, there are so many applications of forensic science in daily life. So for today, I would like to choose two of them, which is the first one is drug analysis and the second one is forensic science. So let's begin. For the first application in industry is the drug analysis. So, paper chromatography plays a vital role in drug analysis by separating and identifying the active ingredients in the drugs and impurities and the degradation of product in pharmaceutical formulation. It assists in a quality control, ensuring the potency, purity, and stability of drugs. So the paper chromatography is also useful for analyzing the drug's metabolites in biological samples. So it can helping others to understand the pharmacokinetics of drugs, which is show the drug is safe or not. So for the second application is forensic science. So as we know, commonly in forensic science, we are using the chemical to provide evidence in criminal investigation. So in paper chromatography, it is utilized in forensic science for the separation and analysis of trace evidence, including ink, dyes, fibers, and drugs. It helps comparing samples collected from crime scenes with known standards, aiding the identification of suspects and providing evidence in criminal investigation to find the thief.
Now, we continue the presentation in the part of the advantages of using paper chromatography. So, the first advantage of using paper chromatography is simple method. Paper chromatography is a straightforward and easy to understand technique, making it suitable for beginners and students. It requires minimal equipment and can be performed with readily available materials. Next, as the method is simple and a relatively fast technique, so it can be enable a quick result. Separation and detection of components can be achieved within a relatively short time, typically within minutes to a few hours, depending on the sample and solvent system used. Moreover, paper chromatography is an economical method compared to other chromatographic techniques. The materials required, such as filter paper, solvents, and sample application equipment, are relatively inexpensive, making it a cost-effective choice for routine analysis. Other than that, paper chromatography also offers good separation capabilities for complex mixtures. The different components of a mixture can be separated into distinct spots or bands on the chromatography paper, allowing for visual identification and further analysis. Not only that, it also has versatility that allows paper chromatography to be used to separate and analyze various compounds, including dyes, pigments, amino acids, sugar, drugs, and other organic and inorganic substances. It has applications in various fields, including pharmaceuticals, forensics, food science, and environmental analysis. And the last one, paper chromatography requires only small amounts of the sample for analysis. This is particularly useful when dealing with limited or precious sample, as it allows for minimal sample consumption while still obtaining valuable separation and identification information.
Last but not least is the conclusion for paper chromatography. In conclusion, paper chromatography is a highly effective and accessible technique for separating and analyzing different compounds in a mixture through use of stationary phase paper and mobile phase solvent. We observe the migration and separation of components based on their relative solubilities. This experiment demonstrates the utility of paper chromatography as quick and simple method for identifying and quantifying substance in a sample. By understanding the principles of chromatography, we can further explore its applications in various fields including chemistry, biology, forensics. Overall, paper chromatography offers a valuable tool to research and scientists seeking to unravel the complexities of mixtures and investigates the properties of different substances. That's all from us. Thank you.